Hi, kindergarten. This is Mrs. Victor, and I'm going to read a story to you today. It's a story about a little boy who tells a lie. And do you remember what a lie is? Remember, a lie is when we don't tell the truth, or if we tell a story that is only kind of true, or maybe if we just don't tell the story at all. Sometimes not talking about what we need to say is also lying. That's called omission. So this is a story about a little boy who didn't tell the truth, and it's called Edward Fudwupper Fibbed Big, explained by Fanny Fudwupper. It's written by Berkeley Breathed. From a long line of liars, there's none higher upper than my fibbing big brother, the Edward Fudwupper. There he is now. I know just what he's doing. He's thinking of who could be next for some fooling. Edward's been cooking up fibs full of fooey. He'll serve them up sweet, all gooey with hooey. Last week, he fibbed big and told Mabel Dill, I read you've been voted the Queen of Brazil. They want you to come. Bikinis, bring 10. I think Mabel went. No one's seen her since then. Yes, he thought them up long and he thought them up tall, but did he think much of me? No, not much. Not at all. There's his little sister over here. Like the time he fibbed big and told Ben and Dinky that I had been born by a poodle named Stinky. That wasn't so nice, but that fib I'd forgive if only he liked me or noticed I live. There he is, telling his big story. Early this morning, he did it again. He whacked a baseball and things smashed in the den. Dad rushed on over and found Mom's cracked pig. Then Edward Fudwupper fibbed way, way too big. So there he is, playing baseball in the den. Do you know what a den is? The den is kind of like a living room. It's all truly, clearly, quite simple, you know. The whole thing was done by two pigs from Pluto. They were cruising by Earth, looking down from above, when they spotted Mom's pig and fell deeply in love. That sounds like a big story, doesn't it? Do you think Dad would believe that? Two pigs from another planet? I don't know. So they dropped one pig here. He could just not resist. That passionate porker insisted a kiss. But he leaned in too far and Mom's pig hit the ground. On Pluto, you see, they kiss sitting down. Have you ever been to Pluto? I don't know how they kiss on Pluto. Then he left, broken-hearted, upset and unseen, and his ship picked him up with a pig-lifting beam. And that's all, that's the truth, said Eb the fib slinger. In the whole of fib history, a whopping humdinger. Do you think his parents will believe him? Then a yelp and a howl and a scream from nearby. Lorna May Loon had been listening outside. Mabel Dill, she cried loudly, has been missing for days. She must have been grabbed by those pig-lifting rays. She got to a phone and screamed loud and shrill. Space monster piggies have nabbed Mabel Dill. They're coming for me and they're coming for you. Send the Army and Air Force and dog catcher too. Uh-oh. His fib is getting out of control, isn't it? And that's just what they did. They came for space pigs with planes and with tanks and with loud whirligigs. Oh, it was dreadful, a real world stopper. All from an Edward Fudwupper fat whopper. Look at all those planes coming in for those pigs. They pointed their loudspeaker dishes to space, and those generals roared till red in the face. Now listen out there, we'll shoot, yes we will. Come back here at once and bring Mabel Dill. Edward watched all of this for quite a long time, but people were staring at something behind. Oh, rats, Edward thought. How much more could there be? He's starting to look a little worried, isn't he? A face filled the sky from the hills to the sea. It did not look happy, nor pleasant, nor soft. In fact, that big thing looked somewhat ticked off. It was purple and green, with an eye on its snoot. It opened its mouth, roaring, "Who started this hoot?" Look at that big thing. Where do you think that came from? I live quite close by, just 2 galaxies down, and I just cannot sleep with this fuss and this sound. I know nothing of pigs nor a lost Mabel Dill, so someone's been fibbing with slippery skill. Who is this gnat? Point out where he's at. Show him to me and I'll swat him down flat. He's not very happy, is he? And that's what they did. Each dad and each mother, they pointed right up at my shaking big brother. Edward dropped low. He was scared 10 times double. He fibbed way too big and was now in huge trouble. Then wait. What's that sound? A voice small and fine. Everyone stopped. Who was it? There he is, trying to hide up on the roof. See him hiding? There he is. It was mine. Oh, please, I called out. It's my fault, don't you see? I broke that blue pig. Edward's fib was for me. So, dear grumpy thing with 3 eyes in your head, see that it's me you should swat down instead. What could I do? Edward faced a big mess. I told a fat fib. Yes, I learned from the best. See how she didn't stand up and say it was my fault? So her brother lied for her? She lied more than he did, didn't she? I thought I'd be smushed, smashed, squashed right down. But that big face looked in with a smile, not a frown. I think, he said firmly, you both are big fibsters. But out where I live, we're not loved by our sisters. Mine, by the way, I have left all alone, and now I'll go back to her sleeping at home. He looked at me odd, kind of sad, kind of blue. It sure would be nice to have one like you. Do you take good care of your brothers and sisters that way? Watch out for them when they're kind of in a mess? We all should, shouldn't we? Then he turned round his ship and back home he drove her, and I turned to find Edward looking me over. He said not a thing as we walked back to Dad, for there he looked up and confessed, I've been bad. So we taped and we glued and we fixed up Mom's pig, and we told Mom the truth, that we'd fibbed, fat and big. Our folks hugged us both and collected no fines. But we sat in time out to pay for our crimes. Then Ed looked at me with a smile that was new and said, it is nice to have one like you. Two former fibsters, that Edward and me, but brother and sister we finally be. There's a pig that they broke. See how they fixed it? And here they are, working it out together. And if somebody knows where Mabel Dill went, please tell her from Edward that no harm was meant. There's Mabel Dill in her bikini in Brazil. Kind of silly, huh? But our parents love us even if we do tell a story, and God loves us too. We have to say we're sorry. We have to fix the things that we do wrong. But God still loves us, and our moms and dads always love us. So it's always important to tell the truth, even if the truth isn't very good. I'll see you next time.